That is going to be the first map of the series. It's our second of the day. Day, what is it now? 15?
15, 16, something like that.
Something like that. A lot of Counter-Strike in a short space of time, that's for sure. And the Counter-Strike does continue on Mirage.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does. We'll see G2 now, the heavy favorites, entering the dusty plane of Mirage and hoping to crack things open in the pistol round here. They'll start on the CT side. This is the pick of VP. 2 smokes and an upgraded pistol for Buster this time. As we get into it, we're going to head towards B. 5 players on this side of the map. No one towards the Palace position or indeed the A ramp. So a B split looking very likely. And Kenny has to defend. One of the best pistol players statistically in CSGO right now.
Okay. Ooh, does take off the toenail on Kickit. Amanek waiting to take another shot. It does cost him his life. They'll be deploying a smoke grenade and perhaps even pincering on this. You can see flashbangs, everything invested towards short. Kickit just caught a face full, and now Adren has caught a whole lot of lead too. They're losing players, but they've lost more than just the players themselves. They've lost their health pools. Hunter will finish off onto Adren. James forced out of the window on 12 himself. The Goosh Central. It is a 3v3, but it's a 3-2.2, it feels like. Look at James, look at Kickit, down to a fraction of their health. 14 between them.
Big problems here in the early stages. They are locked on in. They don't know where to head, and Sanji, it's unlikely he plays this corner. Gives away the barrel of the gun there. Hunter will not miss. And now it's the 2 walking wounded.
Yeah, not really much of a chance here, Chad, I'm afraid. Kickert and James with a combined health of 14. Really not ideal. Hunter, healthy as ever. 2 kills to his name. Not taking a single bullet in his direction as of yet. 25 seconds on the clock. Jack's smoke off connector with a perfect smoke as well. Eradicates a lot of risk, means he can really focus towards the A ramp now. And that's exactly what James is. Remember, 1 bullet will be enough. Oh. Not for James, unfortunately. Even with the dink, it's only the dink.
What?
This could actually still fall apart.
Yeah,
I don't know what's just happened there.
He pulled himself back into the round with 2 Glock long-range dinks. Suddenly, Hunter and Jax, they can't be so nonchalant about this push. James tucks himself in for the after plant. There is a kit on Jax, no smoke, so kick it. Oh, he's been spotted and eliminated, so they can focus all of their attention. Hunter does save the day, and G2 will prevail, albeit after some VP heroics keeping a round that looked like it was going to be a quickie, more competitive.
Yeah, so short. Still 3 players survived. I remember the Gushes came through, the bomb was down. There was a moment that could have fallen apart for G2. Now, the bomb being planted does open up an interesting point of avenue here. We're going to see whether we can actually get the Kriegs out, the AK-47s. That is a possibility that the bomb is planted. And that's what's going to happen. You see the guns juggled around now. Your highest performers, unfortunately for them, will have to drop the weapons. They have a bit of extra money. And you hand over the rifles here. They've got Galils, AKs, a Krieg, a Scout, and a MAC-10. How have they made that work?
What a potent buy this is. It doesn't have a lot of utility behind it, but if they want to wait out the CT-sided aggression and nades, they can actually just have heads-up duels with far superior weaponry somehow. This is quite the cobbled-together buy that is very, very exciting. And if they can do what OG did yesterday, which was find these gaps when G2 aggressed,
I'm sure G2 are going to have tightened up some of their holds. Not going to be falling foul to the second round force buy. It's notorious for being one of the hardest rounds to win as a CT side. After converting that pistol, you are faced with, if the bomb goes down, this kind of buy. It's certainly not everything, but it's for quite a leap up from the sidearms they were using in the round before. Next is the only one with the M4A1. There is an A4 in Kenny's hands. Jack's going to be baited in here by Nexa, who got the info, and he's going to play it safe, play it smart. Just going to be throwing out a smoke.
So Dren has the only nades right now, and there are 4 individuals congregated around middle. James doing his best to peer on over the top of that one. Now, where Adren wants to use this smoke HE combo is the most puzzling right now, because it's not clear in which direction VP want to head. Right now, it just seems like they want to find picks, and well, there goes the nades, instantly dropped, and the bomb as well. That call will come in. Sandwich from Cat. And the MP9s deal with the upgraded weaponry like they are absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's very convincing here. G2 only give up 1 single kill. Hunter lighting them up, recovers the Krieg as well. And at this point, Virtus.pro will have to go back to the drawing board. Mirage has been picked and played 15 of 98 times of all maps during EPL EU thus far. Is that good or bad? I can't really tell. Seems to be about middling of the pack.
It's probably towards the lower end of the pack, if anything.
Yeah.
I know we've seen it a few times, but obviously we haven't been doing all the games here. We've been splitting the shifts on up. It feels like, obviously, in the early stages, we had a decent chunk of Vertigo coming on through. We've been seeing a decent amount of Nuke as well.
It's true. Inferno, always a happy haven for most teams. Just going to be the Deagle round. The Deco for 4 members of VP. Jax with some ramp aggression. Wants to condition the T's to have to take that control early into their set, or force out some of the utility just to clear him out when he's no longer there. For now, he is, though, a Nexa. That might entice, kick it into the peak. Very aggressive off angle, and Jax just looking absolute pinpoint precise.
So, Henry, I've just gone and done some dugging.
Dugging?
Not dug, digging.
Go
I've
on.
gone and I have completed a fact-finding mission. So far, during EU Pro League, we've had Dust, who played 19 times, Nuke 18, Inferno 16, and obviously you just heard their Mirage 15. Below
I
that
did
is
say
Train.
middling of the pack, and it's right in there.
Bang on,
It's
you can't
locked
get
in.
any more middle than that. You got Train
Yeah.
at 11, Overpass at 10, and Vertigo, surprisingly, feels like we've watched a lot of it.
It's because it stands out so much.
Yeah.
Right? When it does come on the server, it's like, oh, Vertigo.
Yeah.
So we do get a bit excited. That round was not, so that's why we talked over it with that sort of stuff. 3-0, a one-sided story. Mirage is the second least balanced map. The CTs have won 60% of the rounds, whereas the Ts have won 40. I would assume that it's either Train or Nuke there. at the very top.
It's Vertigo with the swing towards the T side, but you are right. On the CT sides, it's swinging towards Nuke and Train. You've got 54.2% of rounds won for Train CT side, and Nuke 54.3. So very, very close on those two maps. And normally maps we talk about being CT bias. James going to be pushed on back by this early Molotov flash combo. Guess who's waiting on the other side will be Jax and Mr. Nexa. Nexa won't actually be able to do any damage. He gets taken out of the equation, and that just leaves Jax to continue his aggression here. Kickert is waiting above. Spots him out, scares him away.
Yeah, well, it's Buster. He uses this opportunity to get towards Connector. We'll see whether this is where it can actually start pincering towards the bomb side, but as you can see, the bomb is actually down towards T-spawn right now. That'll be recovered. Adren does make his way back towards A. In terms of utility, they have 1 smoke, 2 Molotovs, and no AWP to fight against here, but Jax sat on the ticket booth for now, trying to buy some time, get some information. They really don't have a lot to work with here. Kenny S on the M4 as well.
The gamble stack.
They're gamble stack, and this is going to be an A finish. So this is a round for VP pretty much locked in already.
Just as well, Jax had only just started to transition over, so I'm not sure what led them to make that call. Or to why, but hold up, they aren't saving. They're actually all going back through CT spawn right now. We're going to have one coming through the underpass. It looks like they want to go for this.
Interesting. G2 looked like they were playing for the long game. Now, well, they have got a short period of time to actually find all 5 members of VP who have set themselves up for this attack. Jax goes down, and yeah, that's pretty much the end of this one. We'll see Kenny perhaps try and sneak away from Buster. Does well to find just 1 frag, but it will just be preservation at this point. And maybe grab Hunter's Krieg, because he's going to have lost that T-weaponry due to his peek towards Palace.
Amanek might just go for exits here out of this connector position when the bomb is about to detonate. No one is coming his way. He will have Jame in window, who's making footsteps right now. Indecisive on if he needs to move, and while holding onto the AWP will be the #1 priority, but Amanek will take it away, and he just missed it, but Kenny will be able to afford as we see him quickly throw that M4 over and buy one up himself. So no dramas for money over on the G2 camp, but that gamble call coming in, I'm not sure what tell there was on the map. It must have just been a full-on gamble.
I guess they just losing their first player. They knew they'd be buggered either way. If they came for a full A execution, just trying to stick together, hoping it would come in towards B. But they do find the AWP and remove it out of the hands of James. They won't be able to afford it going into round number 5 here. But as you mentioned, Kenny S certainly can. Hunter, known to be a bit of a Mirage specialist, known for his aggression, pushing around the map. And Kenny S as well. AWP strikes first. Adren removed. Hunter sits in the smoke. A lot of this in CSGO right now. You get a slight advantage. From sitting in this smoke, you will get vision a few seconds before, and that is sort of an example of it. That's just good positioning from Hunter, and he fades away as well. Good
Oh, that is such a perfect execution of that strategy. Getting away as well. Buster completely exposed to an angle that he'd completely forgotten existed, and that's talking of forgotten. It's a G2 smoke that's landed on that side of connector, but not quite perfect.
Yeah, it's just missed, but potentially good enough to do the job they need it for while they can readjust ramp.
Wow, that was quick.
That was insanely quick. And Kicker comes up with another here. This time, well, he won't pull off the same heroics from the A ramp like we saw yesterday. Actually, not yesterday. Their game against FaZe, right? Where he pulled off that banger. That was quite the shots right there and the reaction speed. But James now will have to do his best to take some territory back. 40 seconds left. Bomb heading towards B. Looks like that's going to be the finish.
I think you might be right, Chad. The bomb's in the Bartmans right now.
You're really pushing that one,
I'm
huh?
trying to make it a thing.
See if it becomes a thing.
The T-shirt's being dropped next week, actually. It's a new brand I'm working on.
Bartmans.
The Bartmans.
Yeah, it's like
of Mirage.
It's kind of cool, I guess. 20 seconds, what are they up to? What are they up to?
Not much. I think saving the Krieg is probably the best option for them going forward, but 15 seconds remaining. There's James removed. Might as well give it a go, Sanji. Hold your breath, tuck in,
mate.
and off he goes. Down.
So the thing is, the reason Sanji went for that there is if he held on to that gun, he knew he was going to have to drop it for James next round anyway. So if he goes for a frag, at least he has a chance to use a rifle.
Touché.
That's a good point. But you do offer, like, if you know you're gonna die, I'd at least throw the Krieg out of the map first. Then
Yeah, don't just gift it to them. But
Yeah.
he kind of
hand delivered it.
be
Right? Kind of
relaxed.
DHL'd it all the way over.
Yeesh.
Someone's got to be getting the deliveries out there, Henry. So if Sanji's the man, he's used to dropping off packages.
Yeah, dropping weapons to the opposition this time.
But full utility and a deagle for Sanji. You have the stars.
And a Dren.
Buster, James, and Kickit fully equipped.
What's the name of the arcade in America? Is it Tom and Buster's?
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
Yes.
Okay.
I've still got the my Dave and Buster's card. Actually, I've got some points on there.
We
I
did
plan
waste
on
a lot of
cashing them
time in those places, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think I'm gonna. I think if I play religiously for a year, I can get one of those expandable dinosaurs that you add water.
Yeah,
to.
no, I saw that. I
Yeah.
actually managed to get myself a pet alien from the store.
Chicago.
You did?
I got a
we
pet
did it
alien.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and New York.
I got a
Yeah.
pet alien. It grew in water. Wasn't exactly sentient, I would say. It was more of a kind of rubber
Rubber
blob.
alien.
Yeah, it was shaped like an alien, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, and that was 10,000 points, was
That was
it?
10,000 points and a roughly $400 of gaming. But still, that alien lives on.
Yeah, I mean, life.
Was created, you know?
It's exciting to see life. Yeah, you can't put a price on life, Hank, but Dave and Buster's do. Adrian will ahead Nexa right out of the gate, and now Jax is going to be Molotoved out of the line of sight, but no one was home to hold into the scope. They leap. Kenny does find one, but that's not the rifler. It's Jax to ahead one. Buster's gone. 2v2. Hunter's off angle looks dreamy.
Oh, it really does, doesn't it? He didn't stand a chance there. That does the really encapsulation of the off angle. You can see what it does to them. As we have James, he's used to this position alone out there on the map. This time planting though. No saves here. 2 and 5 his name. And, well, 2 and 6.
Good nade.
Good nade.
Yeah, great nade. Look, I think that Jack's actually right there, getting away from that Molotov and smoking the apps position, which had forced James to rotate all the way back around towards A ramp, were the keys into victory this round for G2. Because of that, James wasn't able to come out and have that second layer that the CTs were having to worry about pre-firing. He's actually had to go all the way back around, which has put him on even pegging with the remainder of his teammates, who by the time he even got back to the ramp, were all already dead.
It's my favorite time of a G2 game, boys. It's my favorite game of will Amanek dominate with the secondary AWP. He had a very quiet one last time, but it does get picked up. They haven't had to buy either of these. These both came in the hands of Amanek and Hunter from the defuse of the round 6. So let's see if he can be more effective with this. He'll be taking it to B. Kenny going to be doing his usual antics in middle.
Oh, he's heard it. He knows someone could be close. That's going to be relayed to his connector player of Nexa, who was on high alert, but James is completely outplayed Kenny right there, using the crouching mechanic to show his head and get the frag.
The crouching mechanic.
One of my favorite mechanics.
You get it all lined up. You crouch, you wait, you peek, you fire.
Not to be confused with the man covered in motor oil, who's often found lying down and crouching.
That's a good point to make, Alex. It's good to be very clear here at EPL. We'll see now another opening kill for VP. They've got connector control. Players towards A ramp. The bomb's there as well. They're going to go for a contact play towards the A side.
Jax, he's so surrounded. And they're doing the crouch mechanic here to just crab walk into Jax's line of sight. This will be the second round for VP. Almost no doubt in my mind, as you can see the save heading over towards the B side of things. Zamanek and Hunter going to look to keep hold of what they have.
So just a bit more on the crouch mechanic for everybody at home. While you are crouched, you do move at a slower speed than if you were standing. Now we also have the walking feature, which Hunter is showing us right here. The walking mechanic, we'd like to call this one, where no footsteps are made. Also, no footsteps made in the crouching mechanic. However, if you are not using either of those and opting to run, you will be audible.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Right.
You can also use the crouching mechanic to adjust your hitbox height. So you can see here, his head will be lower. So if they round the corner and they were expecting to be aiming at a headshot angle,
like so?
Yeah, then they'll miss. So these are all the little important details here, Alex.
Is that an aerial on his back as well? He's got.
Well, he needs a radio to communicate with his teammates, of course.
God, it's so long. He's going to be making across the map calls.
They could use our walkie-talkies. Ours would work on a map this big, I think.
Yeah, well, we've got a good 6 kilometers of range, I think.
Yeah, this should fit.
Yeah, I think it would be okay.
Oh, what an opening frag. James did start that victory for VP, and it translates into their second round on the board of Mirage. It's in the last 3 months, secondary AWP at Amanek holds 60 AWP frags compared to Kenny's 388.
Yeah, so Mr. Amanek will be doing it on the CT side in certain scenarios there when they need to fill a gap, or maybe Kenny can't be in 2 places at once, or maybe it's just easier to defend that position with a secondary AWP. Shouldn't see Amanek picking it up on the T side at all, unless he's scavenged the weapon.
He's sitting on 8K. I'm not sure what he's... There it is. Okay, it does finish up by purchasing himself a secondary AWP. This time, not the save. He wants this one. He's made that choice. And we're seeing 2 smokes flying through the sky from T-Spawn. It looks like they're going to be having window and top mid smoked. No Molotov towards connector, instead opting for the HE. There it is, now sailing through. Nexus' job is there to extinguish.
He does a very good job of it. I'll say that much. The flames have gone out. James has been tagged as well. Amanek will be AWPing towards his B side of the map. Now, Chad, we talked about this a lot yesterday. We felt like the double AWP setup, they were almost stubborn with it. Amanek got, I think, 1 kill and a half on Mirage.
It wasn't
double
great.
AWP, and they kept buying it. They bought it 5 or 6 times in terms of investment, and return on that investment, it wasn't looking good at all.
Yeah, if they find opening picks onto Kenny or any of the middle players like they did previously, then Amanek is basically useless because he has to rotate in with one of the hardest weapons to retake with. Right here, looks like he might have that problem again, setting up for an A execute with all 5 members coming through the A ramp and palace positions. Jack's playing a very awkward off angle on the balcony there, but one of his specialties is the off angles.
Kicker was so ready for that. And now this will be the commitment. They're flooding into the A site. Kenny will have nades thrown his way, flashes, Molotovs, the whole shebang. And Amanek not going to have anything spotted on the cross. Yet to see the bomb go down, it's going to be planted on the aggressive side, connector side, and Amanek actually does catch him. Adren goes down, the smoke faded, and now Nexus catching more and more. 3v3, this round is not all said and done. It looked so good for VP.
It really did. They've got a good chance still, though. This is a key frag. Hunter continues to deliver with an M4A1S, spotting the back of one. Kenny has to be flashed off. He's holding towards ticket booth right now. 10 seconds remain. The bomb not planted as of yet. What's the next move? I don't think they have many chances. James will nail the shot, but he's got to find a couple more here. He has no time to plant. Off he goes. He realizes the round has slipped away. It's better that he saves the AWP, Chad, and that's exactly what he'll do. So, no problem there. He won't get any extra money, but he has got the best spawn available for middle. And hold on to the sniper.
I wonder if Amanek's kill was completely through the smoke or if there was any tell there. I'm sure Kenny would have heard that the bomb was getting planted and probably called that out, but this kill right here, we are getting a replay of it, thank you very much, was the round winner.
So straight up through the smoke, he's ready for it, that's the planter, and Adren goes down. And we are going to see ourselves in round number 9. Money's still there for VP. Remember though, it's their map pick. Not looking too good so far, but very early days. Kenny S with his usual angle. Waits for the grenades to be delivered, doing minimal damage. And no one's going to be crossing over just yet. It's normally Adren that takes that challenge, and up towards shore he goes this time. Sits in the smoke, and for reasons we described before.
Yeah. Fading. Kenny, how are you alive? Whew. Very grateful to still have a chance to contribute to this round. And you can see that he's repositioning as far away from Connector as he can. Does not want to be taking any more part of that silly reindeer games.
It's left a massive gap, though. As we can see right now, there are no CTs around the window position. We've got no one up in the vent room, no one in connector. Only now are they rotating back over towards CT spawn to deal with the leak that could potentially come through vent. They will be swapping the low HP Kenny over for full HP of Hunter, but that means they will be playing a double AWP setup on this B bomb site. Now, if VP, huge opening right there from Kick It.
Well, that's going to be closed down pretty quickly. Next, with the smoke as well. Just buys them some time towards that A ramp, but they could push through the smoke, knowing that he might avert his gaze for a few moments there. Grenade pretty decent towards Bust Up, and up the A ramp they come. M4, not as crisp as you'd like from Hunter, but it delivers in the end. They're not even looking in that direction. Just Buster remaining in a 4-on-1. And with 20 seconds remaining, bomb on his back, I don't think he has much of a chance here. Either Nexa or Hunter will take him down, maybe even the AWP of Kenny S on 5 HP. Place your bets.
Time, isn't it?
Kenny.
1 point for Alex, first point of the season.
I'll be taking those all the way home to Ravenclaw.
This is better out of G2, and the fact that they've just been able to string 2 rounds together is quite nice. I was a little bit worried if they were to lose there, they'd find themselves in a cycle of decision-making. Do we need to buy? Do we need to save? Our money's all janky. It's all over the shot and shop. As the repositioned Kenny S is able to still get something done in the round after being peppered very, very early. You saw me yesterday, I was highlighting the smoke that the CTs were throwing on catwalk to force the T's into a wider pick in middle. We haven't seen that one crop up just yet, but there's still lots of rounds to come. Here is... Jax has taken down James.
He had the AK-47 as well, so that's done and dusted before the round even starts, really.
He was on his own. There was no trade potential, no one to pick up the gun, no ability to make anything work off of that.
So you're saying that wasn't a good move?
No, there was teammates weren't set up ready to pounce off of any room that he would have made. They weren't even set up in case of a fake potential. But if he did get a kill and get room into the A site and force a rotation in
You'd be singing his praises.
Then it would be pretty good. So in this occasion, just didn't work out for Jax.
They've seen him pick that gun up. So Jax obviously didn't see Kick Out, but now he knows the gun's removed. He can take an educated guess that a player's on the other side. So Kick Out will get the hell out of there.
Just pegging it all the way, not even towards a ramp. The bomb was there, so now I'm starting to feel this might be a repeat of the previous round. They had 3 coming up connector with the bomb on Buster from ramp. This time it's a Dren. Seems a bit risky having that bomb so detached from the rest of your squad. And even with the Jax flank, I wonder if he's going to go towards ramp on this. Oh, is the T-spawn just a little too tempting? It is, isn't it? This is a bit of a Chris J. We saw this in the Mousesports game. He just goes for the round the world, rotate, investigates B, but he's just left A completely open. All on to Nexa then.
They did this yesterday against OG as well, and they were out-rotating themselves. It was a lot of aggression coming through the B apartments yesterday. Luckily, Nex is able to convert this one, but they're going to get a free plant on the AK from James and a couple of Deagles?
That's about it, Chad, and it's led them to at least more money going forward. They won't be winning this round, but sure, they've got the bomb planted. And that's a bit of a stunning shot from Kenny S. You don't see those too often. Sanji gets a taste, and a Dren will be left. And Kenny S, he probably, well, I was about to say hits another, but a Dren now showing us what he's made of, making this run a bit more exciting. Players coming from the Palace position as well. He still has a chance in this one if he hits one more Desert Eagle shot. Not going to happen, but he still put on a bit of a show. An exciting round, given the context of Virtus.pro's buy.
This doesn't feel like the same Virtus.pro that we had in the server the last couple of days. They're still hitting some good shots, like a Dren was just able to post right there. Sanji on 1 kill's not great. I think that was Buster on 2. Here's the replay from Kenny's banger. Now, the reason this one excites me is that little flick at the end there.
Look at the wrist.
But no, I think that VP, even though the results for them are abysmal, right? They are. The results are abysmal on paper, but a lot of these results kind of were close. And I suppose if you were to go back and dissect all of their games, you would see the devil is in the details.
Certainly. Oh, and details like that. Kenny's shot through the smoke. James, I'll remind you, was the first body drop, the first casualty of Virtus.pro's 10th team round, now into the 11th. and he's got 50 caliber round from Kenny's AWP lodged in his kneecap.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be missing many today. Kenny S has had a great few months so far. Rejuvenated, looking like a world-class sniper again. Back in the conversation of the top 5 for sure.
There was a long period where he wasn't.
Oh,
right?
yeah, at least 2-3 years there, he
God.
kind of dropped out.
Yeah.
So.
And in stark contrast, actually, just while we're on the topic, is, you know, Guardian no longer part of that conversation. He was such a big part of that conversation.
Probably never again, Alex, I'm afraid.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah. He was, you know, in Counter-Strike for a very long time. It's just in CSGO, never able to achieve winning that major.
Yeah, well, I mean, that just puts...
Came close a few times.
Yeah, did come close. Made a lot of finals, didn't he?
Yep. Most
FaZe
notably against
Cloud9
Cloud9, yeah. That was the one. That was his.
And that was when the keyboard started getting smashed and thrown
I'm
around.
sure of the other things as well.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. Either way, this round is as well. I'd like to get excited about it, but it's not really been much in terms of a rebuttal from VP. They've got their first kill in a 5-on-1. Buster, they know exactly where he is. He's towards the palace, but he's not looking like a king right now. More of a pauper as he makes his way back towards T-spawn, and he'll be dealt with in due course.
Yes, a tough situation to find yourself in, just watching the clock tick down, hearing nades and steps edging ever closer to your location, but as another round comes through, we watch 2 shaved off of Buster's ADR, and that puts him down to 29.
So the most amount of kills right now is on Kick It with 8. You're not going to be able to do too much with only 8 frags. Is Kenny.
What's your... Oh, that's such a tight peak.
Yep.
Ooh.
Dirty.
And that's wing.
Remember, against OG, we didn't have Hunter turn up in any capacity on Mirage. He was pushing all the time and just out-read, out-maneuvered, and now it looks like he's looked very comfortable. This is his home map. Hunter, if you're not aware, T side, he'll always be boosting up towards the window middle. CT side, he's very aggressive. He finds gaps. He'll be in T spawn. He'll be pushing behind them all the time. Seems like he's reeled it in somewhat. Obviously, after doing it for so long, teams are going to be aware of it. So it seems like he's just kind of changed his game plan up a little bit. We have got Kenny S going down here, but there is a quick reply from Jax.
That was the smoke trick. I think that was Adren catching Kenny with the crouching in the smoke. Supri recently taken to social media to voice his concerns over that. Chad, are you upset about the smokes yet?
No.
Or are you going to kind of wait and see?
No, I think that the thing with the game of Counter-Strike is it's ever evolving.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, the longer I'm on this side of the table and not as connected to the game physically every day by practicing for a competitive environment, I start to see things, not through rose-colored glasses, that would be the wrong way of looking at it, but things from a sense of, it's not, the importance level isn't as high for me as what it is for these guys. And I think the smoke, it's obviously a thing that plagues them every day in the server.
Every day.
But I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing. Some things have to be random in the game, right? Well, not random, but some things have to favor.
Certainly. Yeah, and I mean, if I had to choose between the mini-map bug, smoke glitch,
and this one,
I'd take this one every day of the week. If anything, it's a risk-reward, because you are, yes, you have an advantage, but you are sitting like a plum in smokes. And I've seen a lot of people spraying into the center of smokes. Very commonplace now.
And this is how I feel myself starting to look at things more like a Valve dev. I remember when I was a player and going to the majors, and we'd go to the majors and we'd say to the Valve devs, like, hey, why do you have like 5 pistols in the game that are better than rifles? And they were like, oh, no, but there's ways that you can deal with them if you buy properly, and what if you do this? And we're like, well, no, that's not the way the game's played. And they're like, yeah, but why isn't the game played that way? Yeah. And instead of being like, oh, yeah, that's good, you're telling me that I should look at the game from a broader spectrum and maybe study other facets of the game and look at a new way of approaching it. I took it as, no, you're a developer, you're not playing the game at the highest level, right?
Yes.
Which is what
like
they were
kind of holier
offering.
than thou.
Yeah. They were just offering an alternative version of how to look at the game or how to approach the game. And that's something which I think Counter-Strike players are very stubborn. The Krieg and Org are perfect examples of that.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Valve just straight up like treated us like a child or their child. They were the parents saying, okay, well, I'll take you to see the movie even though you say you won't have fun. And then the kids leaving the cinema having a load of fun.
A blast.
An absolute blast. But yes, Counter-Strike, sometimes we as a community do need our hand held. Valve just lower the prices of guns and don't change any other stats. And they go from being the most underplayed and underutilized weapon to being complained about on social media relentlessly. We get it, the Krieg's OP. Please stop tweeting about it. I get it. I understand. We all are aware of it. doesn't make it a good social post. That's the end of my rant. Round 13 continues, though.
And once again, it's the creep from VP. Across the map, they get a bit of territory, and this is where they found their success with one of their earlier gun rounds, was low utility and more of just a pounce approach with simple flashes.
Next has opened things up, though. Been a quiet EPL season for him so far. Kenny S, though, I'm not sure why he has to take that pick. The time was running pretty low. He felt comfortable. There was no pressure being applied, and now Amanek, he certainly got some shots of barrel at the AK, though, and now focuses his efforts towards the window. Looking to see if they cross over. They know exactly where he is. Do they dare push forward?
This is very promising. Hunter is going to get flashed off of his corner, but his job now is to deal with the player on the bomb. James arrived on short, though. Amanek caught through the smoke. This is looking very promising for the 4-VP. Jax is ready on A, yeah.
It was a very simple amount of utility they used there, but extremely effective, right? You could see Amanek was burning and Hunter was flashed. We were on his POV. So they did a lot with a little there. And you would have thought after Amanek killed the individual Buster creeping up Catwalk, he's done enough. But with that rotation on the A bomb site being so far away, you boys are bang on. They don't really have an answer to get back into the round. They can't strike back quickly by pushing through Kitchen and trying to isolate them when the bomb's going down. They just dealt with both of these individuals very, very easily.
Yeah, I still think it stems back to Kenny S peeking off towards short once the advantage was found. I don't think that's a move that's required, especially such a dry angle as well, once commonly held by the T's. James couldn't believe his luck. He's given an access point towards B. And Chad, what have you got for us?
Yeah, this is the simple utility here that we're going to see used. You can see flashed, mollied. You've got Hunter there. He's flashed as well, and they just get isolated by this split. Very easy.
He was on that position where you don't need to be boosted on, but you can sit on top of the bomb site boxes and see the kneecaps walk past. Not necessarily guaranteed frags, but you can get kills in that position and get lots of information. The fact he's fully flashed in that spot is pretty impressive, I have to say.
Yeah, good stuff from VP as they battle back here. Now, we know this is their map choice. You've heard us say it a million times. And now that they've got 4 rounds with the chance to put 5 on the board, this game starts to get interesting.
Certainly does. Into the Palace aggression. Nexa, however, does catch 1, and good damage inflicted onto Kickert. A 2 versus 3. I will remind you that Kenny and Hunter do not have Kevlar. There is a kit on Nexa that could become valuable. Kickert only got the flashbang.
Oh, he flashed himself. No! Oh, dear. He knew he had a guaranteed kill there. The HP was so low, he just wanted to guarantee it with the flashbang. He hits himself in the face, and that could cost him the round. It was a locked-in frag, and now they know where James is as well. Will miss a few shots. The USP leaps in towards the underpass there. A round that should have been going in favor of VP here. Bomb down in T-spawn, and James left alone. I don't think he'll account for Kenny's position. He's made too much noise at this stage, and it should be dealt with in due course. There we go. Oh, no. Kick out. My heart bleeds for him.
Flash, so he bounced it off, and then just mistimed his swing.
So it hits the wooden beam here. So you have to throw a little bit more to the right, and it won't hit that. That should go inside. And he flashes himself completely, and that leads into a guaranteed death.
That's probably blunder of the week right there.
I think that's a new feature.
Welcome to Counter-Strike. You've been framed. Send us your fail with £200, and we'll send you a VCR tape and £200.
Yeah. We only accept VHS, so that's the problem. We're going to have to put the clip onto an analog.
Convert it to a VCR tape, and we'll be sure to go through all your blunders and boopsies.
So, final round here. With 2 rifles and an aggressive Palace push, it was G2 stealing it away. Nexa, can't believe his luck there. The flashbang hitting Kicker in the face. Who would have thought it? James still has enough for the AWP. I would say they need this last round. It's their map pick. 11-4 would not feel comfortable at all. 10-5, a lot more manageable. Sanji, 2-11, the support player. Not expected to get a load of frags. Buster is, though. He's sat on 4 kills, 11 deaths right now. Shots being rattled off. Vision granted to James towards jungle and the steps, but no CTs there. They're all playing quite up close and personal, as you can see by the A ramp. We have Nexa on the bomb site, and of course the Orpal Kenny S back in CT spawn.
3 dedicated to the A defense. Does mean mid is completely silent right now for the G2. And Jax, is he really the only one responsible for watching it from this angle while exposed to ramp? They're walking up. Sanji and Buster, as you mentioned their names, they are... Oh, he wants to swing. He brings the fight, gets the bomb, confirms it. Kicker and Buster do bust into the side. Kenny's missing shots as he falls. Jane will punish. That could be a bit of a blunder that haunts them as well. Amanek is on short. Hunter to rotate through CT. It's a nightmare, and James already looking exactly at Hunter. A jiggle would be his only option.
It's looking good for VP. Smoke deployed on the site. Not on the bomb. Bullet to the head. Not connecting towards CT spawn there. The orb rattles off another shot. Hunter surely done for here. Trying to get the incendiary out. Finds one single kill, but down to 3 HP. Will have a very limited chance to actually do anything with this. James should take him down with the pistol. And there we have it. VP. It's not the best half. It's certainly not. But they have managed to get 5 on the board on their map pick. G2 looking much better today. We'll see what's in store for the next half after this break.
Sarah, I hurt myself today trying to make the pain go away. Sarah, I want to fade away, be with the stars in outer space. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low. But I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Cody fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah, I lost myself today trying to find ways to make you see.
He hunted him down and converted. He is just one part of the G2 machine, and a machine that's pretty well functioning on our first map, Mirage. They trundle along to a double-digit lead, and 10-5 puts Virtus.pro in the hot seat for their defense.
Certainly does, Alex. On their map pick, they have to pull their socks up, though. Sanji 2 and 12, Buster 6 and 11. We do need to see some of these names step up here, and they need this pistol round. You can see the odds coming from GG.bet, heavily favoring towards G2, of course, considering the scoreline and their reputation precedes them, I would say, at this point. As we get into round number 1 in the second half, we are going to have a P250 and armor combination for Nexa, a bit of a Mirage specialist, with one smoke and a flashbang to go with it. In terms of their setup, looking for an A split here towards the underpass as Jack leads away in that position.
Sanji and Kickit have the double nades over towards the B bomb side, I believe. So if it is going to be a set piece through there, they'll be able to drop those weapons of mass destruction on the G2 Esports side, but they will be going for a window boost. Very common play. Actually, not window. Connector through.
Fnatic style? No, not going into jungle. Instead, straight through the smoke. And the A site wide open.
That was easy.
That's a rare occurrence. Nexa will connect with his P250, and Jax already just beheads James down to 3 HP. So he's hanging on by but a thread. Into another one. Nexa falling more to a more passive line. Wants to make sure they're fully exposed to the Palace player, and now they're just having to choose between the two painful angles. Kick it, trying to claw one back, and did catch one. Kenny's crouching around, making it difficult, and that's the conversion. G2 take the pistol cleanly.
Nice.
Yeah, their pistols have looked very good so far in EPL. We're going to see them actually. Oh, sorry, actually, the last one we said they got 0.
So that game when it went 3 maps, we were worried about their pistols, right? That was against Tai Lu.
That was they only picked up 2 out of the 6, right?
Yeah, it went back and counted. They managed 3, so they split it down the middle. But it did feel like the pistols that they were losing, they didn't have too much stock in. And I know that you cited historically with the G2 roster when we were going back to the Berlin Major, their pistols were a bit of a drama back then. Obviously a different team, but still the same banner. Boys, I don't know. Look, I don't come behind the casting desk all that often. I've had a couple of showings. One time Henry was sick at a DreamHack, and I had to get out of bed nice early in the morning. And
That's right.
I think I did a semi-final.
Yeah.
What else? I've done a couple, but this round here is not going to be one I'm going to get involved in. But I'm going to work on my play-by-play, and I'm going to have some high energy. So, look, it's going to be a bit jarring for the viewers at home.
You're going to do some play-by-play for the Ecos? Is that what you said?
No. I'm going to do it for like a gun round at some point and pretend like this is a grand final.
All right.
You know, I'm going to give it the beans.
Yeah, dude, give it the beans.
And you guys can, as two very, I guess, accomplished casters, that'd be one way of looking at y'all. Henry has an award or something.
I've got an award.
Yeah.
Not sure what it really counts.
You guys can hold up scorecards. You can let me know what you think.
Sure.
So we'll see how it progresses.
Only if you call me Craig Level Horde.
Wait, what's that? I missed it. What?
It's okay. It's a
Strictly
Come
Come
Dancing reference.
oh.
It's another one of my niche jokes for the 20% of people that watch British TV the same time I did. But I make them regardless, and I guess that's...
Henry got it.
I
yeah,
did.
he kind of probably exhaled through his nose a little bit. That's
got
what
it.
it's usually for Henry.
Oh, it's the Hunter boost straight away. So on the first gun round here, Hunter up through the window. This is his trademark maneuver, and he's going to get caught off guard by Kick It, grabbing his tail there, tucking through the vent, and now the round will stall out as, well, they know where he is, and he's on the other side of things.
He's going to get... Surely not. If he gets his frag onto Sanji waiting this long, and he's even going to smoke it off. Kick it. Not the timing! No! Oh, no!
Yeah, it's all gone very wrong very quickly. Hunter's trademark move has worked out for again. And Nexa offering the round up, it seems. He still manages to nail the shot towards the murder hole, and it's going to be a clean sweep for G2.
The whole point of that strat is to get through undetected based on CT-sided rotations and then flank a bomb site. Here, he's been detected and still gets 2 kills. It doesn't make any sense, but I'm loving it as G2. They bound on up to 13. I don't know why he turned away.
And they're full eco here, boys. Nothing really purchased into this round. Number 19 will have Desert Eagle's armor at the very top end. The scout for James does come through, limits his money right down going forward. It does a loss bonus, he'll get maximum next round, which is 3,400. No bonuses really to be found on the CT side. It's not on the T side, he can pop the bomb and get extra 800.
Sanji can't even drop him with an ult, Henry. So.
That's a big problem. Kicker gets this. There you go. Flash over the top as well. A little bit too committed there.
Amanek 10 falls.
And that's why he's so aggressive, because he knows he can only give up an SMG here.
Actually, I tell a lie. He can drop him an ult, but he won't be able to buy anything else. So
No.
let's see how deep this relationship of trust goes here between Sanji and James. That could be one for the history books, really. Window smoke will fall.
I think he did. He did go into the last round of a half. The last game we were casting a VP with
A Glock and nothing else.
Glock,
Oh, that was so
unarmored
brutal.
Glock nades, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he died after the time.
Yeah, that's
that was
right.
insanely brutal.
A flashbang of Glock for his last round of play. That was, of course, not the game today. Instead, we do see James and his invested scout already chip away at Jax. He's going to have to hit a couple more of those, though, if he wants the chance to stay competitive in this round. 4 AKs, or I should say 3 and an AWP, do excuse me. Kenny still hunting. James being as dynamic as he can to get information. He knows he's got to be active, and well, there he goes, converted. Second bullet this time into Jax. And Buster's Deagle connecting as well. This could be messy if Hunter isn't. Sprays him up. James does get the frag and managed to bring it down to a 1v1. Sanji, the lord and savior of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, this is an eco round. Remember, it's a couple of sets of Kevlar. And he has been spotted, though, and the Molotov continues to hurt him. He's been locked in the corner, can't strike, and flashbangs available. All he can really do is suggest he's gone elsewhere. Oh, the 1D was available, but not going to connect. G2 will win the round by the skin of their teeth there, but Chad, as I always say, unless you actually win that round, it doesn't mean anything in this context. Look at the money left over for G2. They're fine.
And they'll even take a tactical timeout here, brought to you by the US Air Force. It looks like we've got G2 wanting to talk through some things.
Did that one scout kill from James actually enable him to get Kevlar Vest AWP on his own? It did.
I wasn't keeping a track of what his money looked like, but yeah, he's
Square
done a great job there, hasn't he?
5,400 buckaroos invested.
Lucky for Sanji, he hasn't had to drop anything. He's
Bullet
even been able to
dodged.
get head armor this time around, the lucky guy.
Real treat. Treat yourself right.
All right, well, G2, knowing that they almost fluffed that round, have probably talked to tighten things up here. Don't want to extend the game for any longer than they have to. 10 seconds left on the clock. Top mid smokes have been coming on out consistently from G2 with no dramas. You've seen Nexa lining them up in spawn. Looks like they want to go for the same default smokes coming on out. The two of them, as you will see, fly. One normally towards window, one towards back catwalk to allow you to cross on over. Oh, we might have a bit of a one-way here because the CTs did drop a Molotov of their own in the window. We explained what happens to that, but there won't be anyone in mid to receive. It's a bomb site lean right now as we're on board with Jane with the AWP. Very forward in the palace position. Has one to deal with here, but the off angle is being held by Amanek tucked on down at the base of the stairs. This one should just be a bit of a stalemate.
Yeah.
I'd imagine so, Chad.
But, I mean, I'm impressed that Amanek didn't fall for that. Hearing the Molotov extinguishing the smoke in window, that would have been enough to assume that perhaps there wouldn't be an aggressive Orba in Palace. But Amanek maintained his patience and lives to fight another day. Will Virtus.pro, though, because should they fall, there is not too much in the reserves, the coffers of Virtus.pro here in Mirage. Spotted. Adren is locked in now and now sent home. Nexa connecting the shots, 4v4. Same maneuvers of James we've seen in the past. Oh, now it's surely going to be enough to catch Jax. He was up on top of the boxes, but Jane bides his time. Kicker's walking in now, trying to contest. 2 towards CT. Well, make it 2 still, but already the AWP's gone. Amanek will line him up. This is a disaster.
Yeah, not much Sanji can do at this point. Again, he's left alone. 2 and 16, 4 versus 1, 14 to 5. It really is all going wrong in the department of numbers, I suppose. And at this stage, I'm not really sure what his plan is. Grab the AK at the end, the bomb blast will throw in his direction. He's looking for players exiting through CT spawn. But again, you won't be hindering their finances, only your own if you die here. He should be surviving. Hasn't had many kills so far, but he did want the AK-47. But yeah, remember, CT spawn, there's certainly going to be a player waiting there for him. And they have time to walk up all the way and pre-fire this position. They will, but Sanji lives to fight another day. They're going to have to win 10 rounds in a row now on the CT side. G2 have absolutely mauled them here. And remember, this is the pick of VP as well.
Yeah, this is quick stuff. And with Dust 2 coming up next, it is another decent map for VP, but historically a very strong map for G2, even though they do have a lot of L's in that column in recent times. We did see them lose to OG. We did see them lose to Tai Lu. They had some woes over there in Katowice, but it feels like today they've had a bit of a wake-up call. Maybe Malik's been on the blower, giving them their marching orders, because today they've looked cleaner.
They really have. This is a much better showing and a bit of aggression now from Virtus.pro as they start to be mowed down one by one. Jane will have something to say about it with the M4. He's fighting back from that connector. Sanji as well starting to wake up. It's a little bit too late, but still a 3-on-3. 5 kills to his name now. AK-47 safe in the previous round.
In the Simpsons episode, where he's got like a detergent from Japan that's named after him, what's he called?
He's called Mr.
It's not Mr. Clean, is it? That's a tough one. I know he's got like those big dilated pupils.
Yep, I know exactly what he looks like. I'm
Mr.
blanking right now. Mr. Sparkle, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was annoying me. I'm glad it can now annoy you too. Couldn't remember what he was called, because Chad was saying it was super clean, and I started thinking, what is the clean Homer Simpson called?
I'm Googling it now.
Thanks.
I'm the stats guy
That's
for
right.
everything. It is Mr. Sparkle.
I got it.
You've nailed it.
You nailed it!
I'm a bit of a Simpsons aficionado, not gonna lie to you.
And you use words like aficionado, so... Woo, Kenny! That's James gone. Kiket's Famas and a tagged up Sanji will be all they have to defend against this. It should be enough then. Kickert, he's managed to get two in all onto Amanek, who's exposed his back. Sanji trades. We're off to another round. Sanji, good work to keep his eyes ready and waiting for the trade.
Gonna have to crawl it back now, round by round. Virtus.pro just want to have some presence on the server. Just want to get warmed up, get competitive, and make the scoreline a little bit more favorable. GT call a tactical timeout just to discuss their options, deliberate over them, work out what can be done here as we get into the next round. They have got money. Kenny S, you'd think this would be enough for these opening picks, but it wasn't meant to be. It was Sanji closing things out again. He won't go down without a fight and take yet another US Air Force tactical timeout here. As I mentioned, the money's strong. GT looking for that killing blow. And to be fair, with only one player surviving the previous round, the money will be hindered on the CT side. Adren will have the MP9, Sanji with the FAMAS. A lack of utility for Buster, who gets given the AK-47. Their star player, still on 8 and 17. Chad, what makes him the star player of this team? What am I not seeing?
Look, normally him and Kickert are a bit of a duo. We're not seeing that here today. We're only seeing Kickert. It's meant to be Jame on the AWP, kind of opening things up, being a little bit clutchy with the AWP based on all those saves that we know he has. And then it's meant to be Buster and Kickert as the two rifling individuals. They're just not being able to make much headway today. And with a 15-6 scoreline, I think it's pretty tough out there right now for anybody on that VP side. It'll be some nades. They're pushing back. Jax is now in the mix of it. Buster will find that opening. The start coming online. And, oh, hold up a second. Kenny and Jax, they want to put a stop to that very quickly. Have plucked Adren and Kickert as trades back in their favor. And now, with a 3-on-4 situation, knocking on death's door, Virtus.pro, they need to hope for a multi-kill lineup or maybe some information from Sanji, who's pushing through the B apartments. Has to deal with one below him towards the underpass. And the timing, it's just not going to work on out. Jame, 1-on-4, the world against him. He can't even save.
He can, but it wouldn't really work out for him. It is going to be the final round for G2. A compelling victory here on the dusty streets of Mirage. And that's going to be the pick of VP falling against them as well. G2 are back to their usual selves. We'll see if they can keep it up. And we'll break down this one after the